What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. I have got like a massive conspiracy theory to drop on you, okay? So this source is the same source in my last video that gave me more information about the roads that Ryan and Mackenzie were driving on. Remember, they were driving down a freeway and all of that, and she gave a little bit more information, and I told you that in this next video that I did featuring her info, we were gonna really drop the bomb. Okay, so the question on everybody's minds, since we found out that Ryan got arrested again on March the 28th, just a couple of days ago, was how the heck did this get out? But his first arrest did not make it to the news. His wife, his Black Widow wife, Mackenzie, had said that he was first arrested in April of last year, 2017, but there's no mugshot anywhere to be found. And the dates all over the internet are super conflicting. People are saying March, people are saying December, like there's a little bit of everything, but we're only seeing the one mugshot from a couple of days ago. And the other question on everybody's minds is, why is he always getting arrested in Red Bank when he doesn't even live there? Well, this source slid right into my DMs and dropped some gems, okay? She said, and I quote, "His arrests are through Red Bank as opposed to the city of Chattanooga. All of his friends and family are in Red Bank, and his best friend's dad is the Red Bank court judge." It completely slipped my mind. However, I do find it to be a valuable point. And then it turns out that this is kind of like low-key been under our noses this entire time because as she said, Ryan's best friend's dad is the court judge in Red Bank. And who is Ryan's best friend? Well, let's turn back to that cringy wedding episode where someone asked Ryan whether or not he had his vows prepared for Mackenzie. Remember, Ryan was like, no, and I can't promise to love her forever and all of that. The guy who asked Ryan about the vows is the judge's son, also named Ryan. She wrapped it up by saying, "It's starting to make sense why the first arrest didn't make it to our eyes. It's in the media now, so the judge can only play fair, as I assume that he does with all of his criminal hearings." Now, this is where that old photo comes in. So she had sent me this, like before giving me this conspiracy theory to think about, she had sent me this old photo of Ryan with all of his classmates to illustrate that Ryan used to be like a pretty stand-up guy, never cheated on girlfriends, like he specialized in long relationships, long-term relationships. We all know those people we went to high school with where they were always in relationships and like for quite a long period of time. And she said, this is Ryan, he was clean cut, he was wearing pink in this photo to honor, specifically to honor his friend who had passed away that same year. And now, you guys, if you look over, two people to the right of Ryan, to the left of us, that is the other guy named Ryan, who is the court judge's son, also named Ryan, like I said. And she said that this Ryan is more of a productive Ryan. And so I looked him up, and it turns out that, you know, he did attend university. He majored in communications. So now if you go to the website for Red Bank and look at the court judge, there you go. The city judge is the Honorable Johnny Houston. Now, the next question that we have to wonder is whether or not a judge even has that type of power to stop a mugshot from making it to publication. Now, I asked a lawyer friend of mine whether or not a judge even has that level of power to keep a mugshot from being released, and he said, and I quote, "Yes, if it hasn't been released yet, and there's an interest in not having it released, from my understanding." Now, keep in mind, I'm Canadian, this friend is Canadian as well, so different rules may apply down south, but that is just something for you to think about in this case. Notice he didn't even say if it's in the defendant's best interest or anything like that. He simply said if there is interest in not having it released, not in the defendant's best interest or anything like that, just if there is interest. And interest is a pretty broad term if you ask me. You guys, that is a lot to think about, right? Ryan Edwards is best friends with the city judge's son, you know, to the point where the judge's son served as a best man at his tragic wedding. Now, I ask you, is that a conflict of interest if he is indeed the judge presiding over this case? I personally would believe so because, you know, according to some lawyers that I know, they can't try cases where they are friends with like people involved, or they know the people involved, or they know any details prior to it like hitting their desks. So I wonder how this will turn out. It seems to be that this is pretty much like the judge of the city. Like they're saying that he is the city judge, you guys. So what is going to come of this? Do you think that Ryan has been purposely going all the way to Red Bank, specifically because he knows he has this sort of leverage over there, if you can consider it leverage. Do you think that this kind of explains why his first mugshot was not published? And, you know, since the first mugshot wasn't published, what was it about this one that made it published? And finally, was his friend's dad the same judge who signed off on the warrant to get Ryan, you know, on the 28th and have him booked in jail? These are the questions we need answers to in order to figure out this whole entire story. Now, you guys, drop all of your conspiracy theories, all of your gems in the comment section down below, because as usual, I'm more excited to hear what you have to say. You can also like this video, subscribe for more. Feel free to share it with your friends as well, and follow me across social media where I absolutely love chatting with you. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.